What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. You know, I get tons of messages, all kinds of guys asking the most random shit. And I try to answer as many as I can. I mean, I do. I thoroughly enjoy reaching out to people. That's one of the coolest things about this job, is you get to meet some really interesting people. Some you don't really want to meet, but most of them are pretty cool. But I got a message that kind of hit me. And instead of just a response, I wanted to shoot a video. And I think this guy needs to see this video. And I'm sure if this guy's asking this, maybe some more people need to see it. Hey, Rabbit, love your videos. Watch you on VinWiki, watch the RUC channel, yada, yada, yada. You know, I'm 19. I'll be turning 20 in a few months. What was Rabbit doing at that time in his life? Solid question. And he followed up to say that he has no idea what he wants to do. I don't know what direction I want to go in. I don't know what I should do. He said, I'm lost. LOL. This is for you and for anybody else that needs it. Rob at 20. Now keep in mind, this is before Rob was Rabbit. So it was just Rob. 20, I just bought my first house. So I literally moved out of my parents' house and I bought a house. And me and Matt were talking about this earlier. I'll never forget, I had the furniture that was in my bedroom at my parents' house, which was a dresser, an old water bed. I mean, just a few little oddball things, a beanbag chair, you know, things like that. This house was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Nothing hanging on the walls or anything. And I remember moving in there and I remember laying in my waterbed, staring at the popcorn ceiling, thinking, how in the am I going to pay for this thing? You know, they just sold a 20-year-old kid a $100,000 house. Keep in mind, you could buy a house for $100,000 in 2000. I was worried to death. I'm trying to remember. I think my house payment was $700 and some change a month. 30-year mortgage. You start adding it up in your head. These payments for the next 30 years. 700, whatever it was. It was $780, $760, whatever it was. And I mean, I was literally, it was keeping me up at night. You know, at this time, I left CarMax, was working at the truck shop. And when I say working at the truck shop, I wasn't running the truck shop. I was covered in grease. I was literally a glorified lube technician. At Pitt's Truck Service, being the boss man's son had no benefits whatsoever. If anything, they demanded twice as much work for half the pay. But builds character. That's what I was always told. That lit a fire under me. And, you know, and I know people, you know, on the internet talk, debt's bad. Debt's bad. I want to tell you something, debt is bad. Debt sucks. But nothing will light a fire under your ass like a stack of bills. Sometimes you can take a bad or a situation, having debt. You know, keep in mind, you know, I had almost $800 a month house payment and I was making, you know, $1,800 a month at my job. And, you know, you got to think that's $1,000 to eat and live and pay all your other utilities and all that stuff. And, you know, I've always been a hustler, sold cars in high school. I always peddled. And that was the thing. By doing this and buying this house, I wasn't able to have the capital to buy cars like I wanted to. I mean, I go to night sale and go buy a $700 or $800 car. And I was doing that, you know, and you make good little money. And that's how I kind of found my way on eBay. And the thing you got to think about, so this is way before internet sales departments or internet managers or you know, online auto brokerages and all this bullshit. This was new. We were just getting into high-speed internet at this point. I mean, it was still relatively new. But I was laying there and I was thinking, well, I can sell my cars online. And you gotta think, the least amount of money you spend, usually that affects your profit margin. So yeah, I'd make $500, $600, $700, $800 on a car. And that's good money. I mean, I was, paying my house payment, and that worked. But I want to do better. And that got me thinking. And this is where that hustle that you have comes in. As I was laying in my waterbed, staring at the popcorn ceiling, and I was like, if I can sell my cars like that, I could sell anybody's cars like that. And keep in mind, the key is to find a niche where you're good at. And if it's not saturated, this market could explode if you push it right and pursue it right. There wasn't many people doing what I was planning on doing. I literally invented the term online auto broker. That was on my business card. I went to Staples and had my business card made up. That's where Discount Auto Brokers got started. I started in my spare bedroom, little home office that I made, and I took a Circuit City credit card because I didn't have money, but I had a little credit. And I went to Circuit City and I bought the best compact computer and a $600 Sony CyberShot camera with tons of little memory sticks. I bought 3 or 4 of those because you couldn't put like 30 pictures on each one or something. Got my spiral bound notepad, my pen, my little business cards. I had one of those little zip folder, you put like legal pad, little leather zip things. Had all my stuff in there. And I walked up and I went to all these car lots. And some of them laughed my ass out of it. And I figured out a trick pretty early in the game dealing with car dealers. And later on becoming one myself. Car dealers will not turn down anything that's free. And just stay with me here. I'm going to tell you something. Car dealers are the cheapest sumbitches that ever breathed air. And it still drives me crazy to this day how cheap some of them are. I don't even catch myself like, stop. Let's just stop. It's just too cheap. So I got the bright idea. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm riding around, ain't making no damn money. So I might as well flex a little bit. So I went to the car lots that I liked, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell those first 3 cars for you. I'm going to sell them for free, and I'm going to bring you more than what you're asking for. I want the 3 you had the longest, and I'm going to sell them in a week. You're going to have money in your hand in less than 10 days. Well, all right. Next thing you know, they started biting. Well, burnt through those cars. Now it's on you. I can do it again. I'm literally the best salesman you've got automatically now. Give me 3 more. This flat rate per car. Just repeat procedure. And I said, I'll come back every week, collect my fee, picture 3 more cars, list, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Next thing you know, 2 car lots bid, 3 car lots bid, 4 car lots bid, 10. They told their buddies, man, there's this damn kid running around. He's selling these damn cars like crazy. And he's selling these cars online. He's just got the hookup. I did my thing. I honed my craft right there in my spare bedroom. You got to think, I made a few grand my first month. Next month, made a little bit more. Next month, made a little bit more. And you got to think, with a little bit of drive and determination, what you can do. And it's not about the numbers, and it's not bragging or anything like that, but you got to think. I had a job that, I made $20-something thousand a year doing. I was making more money within a year of my side job. I was making more money in a month than I made in a year working for a family business. And keep in mind, I was still working the family business. That's loyalty on my part there, and that's the story for another time. That was just stupidity. I should have focused all on that, but it is what it is. So now this is a double-edged sword. Now this story's going to take a turn. And, that was a win. I was knocking it out of the park every month. You got to think about it. Newly married, got my little lady on my arm, and nice little house. Paid my house off in 3 years. I paid $100,000 house off, just like that. First stupid move. paying that mortgage every month is keeping activity on your credit. Don't be Mr. Big Man, I'm paying my house off. And you ever seen a deed to a piece of property? It's a piece of paper. I'll be honest with you. Your neighbors don't ask to see it. You don't frame it, hang it on the wall. I could have just kept making my house payment and stacked that cash and rolled it into another business or rolled it into more of doing what I was doing. But I didn't. So this is the point where I'm getting at in this story is just because you made the money don't mean you made it. You got to know how to handle it. You know, it's like, what's that T.I. song? You're unhappy with the riches because you're piss poor morally. And I mean, I'm not saying it was like that, but there's a little truth to that. You know, proper management. Keep in mind, this type of income was a shock to my system. You know, maybe in a very small way, it's kind of like these guys that hit the lottery and they make all this money. Then 2 years later, they're flat broke. You know, I went out and I did stupid stuff. I went out and, you know, we went out all the time, you know, bought really expensive things and just stupid shit that 23-year-olds and 24-year-olds didn't need. I bought nice new cars or, you know, and all that, and thinking it's starting out like that. That's so important when you're starting out. You got to think everything you do, you've got to keep pushing it. You know, you get to a point to where it's just making money. And in my mind, it was never going to stop. And it was just, you know, whatever. And like every good idea, somebody sees you doing it, next thing you know, there's more and more people jumping on the bandwagon, you know. Internet sales start getting more and more popular. Next thing you know, these cheap-ass car dealers got their grandsons in there playing on eBay, doing ads for them. You know, you start going into some of these car lots, you see new computers sitting on the desk. Well, I knew when I started seeing that, my days were numbered. And the thing was, if I would have stacked this money up, or if I would have diversified and maybe started buying more cars of my own, I might have been better off. Maybe I would have never had to work at the Ford store. Of course, there again, you guys would miss out on some good stories, but you got to look back at that. You know, you got to watch how you manage. You got to think, starting a business is like a child. It's your baby, and you protect it, and you nurse it, and you get it going so good, and it's doing good. You get it up and walking. You can't just turn it loose. You know, I didn't necessarily do that, but I didn't think for its future either. I didn't think about college. I didn't think about braces. I didn't think about, you know, further learning. I didn't think about anything. You know what I thought about? I thought about the next vacation I was going to take, or that new Escalade, or, you know, my first wife and her new boobs. That's what I was thinking about. Stupid money. That's the part that I want to really, really hash on. Making money's easy. Keeping it and building on it is the hard part. So, back to the original question, what I was doing at 20, that's what I was doing. And I would love for 42-year-old Rob to go talk to 20-year-old Rob for about 30 minutes. And I'll be honest with you, if I did, you probably wouldn't see my ass. I'd probably be on an island somewhere with Jimmy Buffett. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I guess I'm just stuck here with you assholes. Guys, we'll catch you next time at Rabbit's Used Cars. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rabbit's Used Cars. Got to be careful how I move. I kick you in the face right now. So, I did watch Roadhouse this past weekend.